Hello guys, this is Vivilicious. Before we get started, I wanted to thank you for 100 subscribers. What the frick? This happened so fast. I'm so happy. Thank you so much for your support. These past weeks have been super fun by interacting with you guys. I hope I can keep making content that makes you guys happy for a long time. In this video I'll be reviewing some unpopular K-pop opinions I found on Reddit. I want to clarify that I didn't write any of these opinions, and none of these opinions is inherently mine. I'm just agreeing or disagreeing with them and giving my reasons for doing so. With that said, let's begin with the video. Just in case you guys are feeling a bit lazy or don't have the time to stop and read these opinions, I'll do a brief summary of them before talking about my opinion itself. This user said they find photo books boring, that the idols all pull the same poses and it gets boring after a while. I kind of have to agree with this one. After I buy a K-pop album, I look through the photo book maybe once or twice and put it back on its shelf. It's just not too entertaining to watch someone getting their pictures taken unless the photo book is extraordinarily stunning. The photos usually look great and looking through to find your bias at first is fun, but after a while it just becomes another collectible. This user said they liked how Blackpink are more marketed as models than idols, as they think it's better than being an overworked K-pop group, and overall they love the girls' presence in the fashion scene. I strongly disagree with this one. These girls went through several years of training. They spent their teenage years training in YG with the dream of becoming an idol, only to years later barely release a song a year with the same sound being redone over and over and the same stale choreography. The girls are obviously stunning. I can't say anything against that, and usually I don't mind idols doing CFs as that is part of their job. However, in Blackpink's case it's extreme and I really want them to go back to their idol roots more often rather than their modeling roots. The girls are stupidly talented and it infuriates me how YG is wasting them and their contract by not having the girls release any music. This opinion talks about how as much time as some idols may have trained, that solely doesn't make them more deserving of debuting, as maybe a 1 or 2 year trainee could be way better than them and deserve the debut spot more than the trainee who's been training for longer. As harsh as this opinion sounds, I have to agree with it. More often than not we see trainees in survival shows that come in with a sob story about how they've been training for more than 8 years and haven't been able to debut yet. How they're losing hope and it's a sad moment for everybody. However, then you see their performance and you start to understand why they haven't been able to debut yet. Supporting idols out of pity won't bring them any good, and if someone just isn't talented enough to become an idol it's just not meant to be. It must be heartbreaking to train for so many years only to be paid dust and be forced to give up on your dream. But as a fan I can't build a foundation of support for you based on pity. There's other cases of idols that have trained for a very long time, such as Jeon from Twice, whose talent you can see sipping through their pores and hair follicles and you wonder how the hell didn't they debut sooner. But most of the time these trainees just haven't been able to keep the standards of their company up and maybe the idol life isn't for them. K-pop groups should all be Korean. It's weird seeing foreigners in K-pop. Korean netizens are not being xenophobic with their all-Korean preferences. Everybody point and laugh. No, but seriously, what the hell did I even read? As much as this user tried to argue K-pop to this day and age wouldn't be what it is without its Korean artists, I'll argue that the introduction of foreign members into K-pop groups has changed the game and brought K-pop to another level. I understand why you could fear the K-pop industry debuting foreign people because you think it's weird and cringy, but honestly if a trainee is talented enough to be scouted by a Korean agency, trains in Korea and debuts in Korea as a K-pop artist, why should it matter where they were born or grew up? I feel like this opinion could make sense if they were talking about debuting Caucasian people in K-pop, as that has been a prevalent topic of discussion these past months. However, my opinion still stands. If you're talented enough to be scouted and debuting under a Korean agency, it shouldn't matter what you look like or where are you from. It's the company's decision to debut that certain trainee, not yours. So if it bothers you this much, just ignore it. Foreign K-pop group members have internationalized K-pop and given it a whole new wave of fans. Twice's Japanese members, Momo, Sana, and Minna, have helped the girls establish a strong fanbase in Japan. Same thing with Lisa from Blackpink in Thailand or Winwin from NCT in China. K-pop wouldn't be what it is today without its foreign influences, and for this person to argue K-pop was better before its globalization just shows how closed-minded they are. This opinion basically says you don't need to stan a group to express your opinion on their music or them in general, and I agree. You don't need to stan a group to critique it. In fact, it's natural for you to not like a group and mention your reasons why. You shouldn't be outright mean about it, and I'd recommend you educate yourself on the lyrics or meaning of a song you want to critique before doing so. But if you don't like a song or a group, you're entitled to your own opinion, and it isn't any less valid because you don't stan them. No, disliking an idol for no particular reason is not weird, and I'll tell you why. In real life, we've all encountered people who gave us bad vibes and we didn't want to be near them, even if they didn't do anything bad to us or in general. Our mind works in weird ways, and sometimes we just can't avoid getting a bad feeling from someone. It just happens. If it happens to us in real life, why wouldn't it happen when we encounter celebrities? Maybe an idol looks super sweet and nice, but we still can't shake that feeling off and decide to stop checking on them for your own well-being. It's completely natural and we shouldn't be shaming people for it. What is not right is just because you get bad vibes from an idol in particular, you feel like it's justified to send them hate. If you don't like an idol, no matter if the reason is trivial or stupid, just ignore them. Stop checking their music, block them on social media, and move on with your life. Sending hate for no reason is really selfish and cruel. Please don't do it. This opinion basically argues that calling idols by their stage names is weird, and most stage names are cringy. I disagree with this opinion, but I see where they're coming from. It's natural once you got to know the group better to drop their stage names and refer to them by their real name, as that's what we see when the group members interact with each other and stuff. However, we shall not forget that idols use stage names to separate their artistic persona with their private life, and some idols feel uncomfortable by fans crossing that border. I remember when Junkee, the bassist in Day 6, said he felt uncomfortable with fans using his English name to refer to him instead of his stage name, and a lot of fans just laughed it off and kept calling him by his name. That's incredibly disrespectful and rude, and honestly, fans should learn their place and stop being invasive towards their idols. More often than not, when an artist has a stage name, they like it being used, so we should use them accordingly. This person said, and I quote, "If a rapper should write their own lyrics, a singer should also write their own lyrics." No, no, no. You missed the entire point. Writing your own lyrics is a part of rap culture that is expected from every rapper. Singers have been singing songs written by other people for centuries, whereas rapping skills like flow and enunciation heavily involves the actual words that are written. In the Western industry, rappers get shaded for having ghostwriters because that invalidates their credibility as a rapper. That's why in K-pop there's always been a very clear distinction between rappers who create their own material versus performers who rap what the company has given to them without understanding the roots of hip-hop culture. A singer can get on stage and sing absolute gibberish and still showcase a variety of vocal skills far beyond the range of what the average person can do and get praised for it. I doubt that the end product would be similarly impressive if a rapper rapped completely in gibberish. Most compliments directed towards rappers relate to things that directly pertain to whoever was writing, like a witty line or a creative flow. So yeah, real rappers should write their raps. However, it's K-pop idols we're talking about. Their job is to perform, and most of the time idols are not perceived as musicians but as talented performers. I don't hold K-pop rappers to the same standard as Western rappers because I know the vast majority of them don't write their own lyrics and are only positioned as the rapper of the group because their vocals aren't very good. So do with this information what you want. These were my reactions to some unpopular K-pop opinions I found on Reddit. I wish you enjoyed this video, and I want to thank you guys again for 100 subscribers. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. My username is vivilicious but with a capital I where the L should be. Follow me there. It's a fun time. Thank you for watching this video until the end. See you soon.